kicking down all the doors, guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'll try to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real.
Hey everybody, thank y'all for tuning in for a new episode of TK's Chronicles of a Black Sheep podcast. I'm the host, TK. Next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nika Pinks.
So wait, why we always gotta be next?
Because y'all don't act right. See, here we go again. After I introduced myself, we had the conversation about y'all doing your own intros.
I was ready today,
though. Every episode, we got the same problem. So I figured if I said next, one of y'all would go, so I can get to the point where we can introduce the guest. But y'all yuck it up every damn time. Like,
I was ready, ma'am. I was ready. You barely got out next, and I was already saying my thing. Come on, ma'am. You messing us up today. This one's on you. EA, do your thing. Come on, pimp.
What it is, what it do, what it be, it's the one and only DA. What's happening?
And back to you, TK. Come on.
Well, I like that. Back to you, TK.
I should have had some alcohol tonight because I was really trying to behave because it's supposed to be mental health and I didn't want to look like I'm self-medicating, but I have to medicate with y'all apparently. So, yeah. All right. Now, so tonight, after we didn't have to go through these little list of shenanigans, and I'm sure this won't be it, we are talking about mental health and me. We know that this month is mental health awareness. And there's always that stigma with our mental health. So we have a special guest on with us tonight. We have Chiquita Johnson, which is the podcast host and creator of Chronicles of a Virgo podcast.
Hello, everyone.
So we are very honored to have you on because, like you said, this is your second collaboration. So we believe in the number 2. So it's supposed to be like that.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for the invite.
Most definitely glad that you came. Actually, man, glad we ran across you too. It'd be hard out here in these podcast streets. So, meeting good people is always a plus. So, most definite. So that's what's up. So how y'all week been this week? Oh Lord, the look.
Yeah, I guess I'll get it started then. Shit. My last week, I think I said last week I had a rough week too. So this is gonna be going on week 3 of rough weeks for me. Yeah, I won't even lie. I'm gonna come and be honest with y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and fake it. I had a whole emotional breakdown and had to clock the fuck out at work. I was like in tears. I was singing, slanging, drool and stuff. And I ugly cried and I had to take a moment and I clocked out. And I utilized my EAP because, yeah, we might have to put some stuff together because, yeah, I wasn't there this week. Yeah, just being honest.
Hey, and that is being honest. So, and a lot of times that's the thing. We have to be honest with ourselves. So,
yeah.
Most
I
definitely.
got my walking papers, so I'm straight.
You got your walking papers.
Yeah, I got my parole papers. I'm getting off the rock, baby.
I know they
Yeah,
glad to get rid of you.
I'm
Lord,
getting
I
off the
know they glad
rock,
to get rid of you.
man. Now they already asking me, so who's gonna take your place? Who's doing this? Y'all should have thought of that. Not me. Uh-uh.
Not your problem.
Uh-uh. I said, hey, I tried to set it up. Y'all push back. We don't need to be doing this. Okay. And all of a sudden, who's gonna be taking over this? Yeah. Y'all thought I just sat in my office and looked cute. Uh-uh. So
Mhm.
now y'all gonna feel it.
Okay. So
You
you having a great week. You
Hmm?
good.
you said
It was I ain't gonna say rocky. It was kind of frustrating because I ain't gonna say frustrating. It was I don't know what it was. It was just weird because so we have being over here in Korea, we observe the American holidays and the Korean holidays. And so sometimes they coincide. Like example, Memorial Day is next weekend, right? Right after that, I want to say it's Buddha's birthday. So basically, so from Thursday of next week until Thursday of the following week, everything gonna be closed
Oh shoot.
because it's like that birthday and then it's Memorial Day and Buddha's birthday, and then they come back that Friday, then that Monday they close again, and I was supposed to leave on Tuesday, so no on Wednesday. I'm sorry, so I had to change my flights and all that stuff, and I was just like, so how am I gonna get all this done? And I said, all right, never mind, I'll make it work. So outside of that, yeah, I'm chilling. Oh, I had to pay $1,000 for this car, but it's cool. I mean, I'm about to sell it anyway, so
you good, Daddy Warbucks. But
no.
you had me at they thought you all you did was sit in the office and look. That's what
Yeah,
you
they always. Oh, you could do it. No, I got stuff to do. Oh, you don't be doing nothing. Oh, really? Okay. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And now they feeling it. Oh, who gonna do this? Who gonna do that?
Yep.
No English. No English. Uh, uh, Te quiero Taco Bell. That's where I'm at. Like, yeah,
I just heard the thunder too. So Pinks, it might be coming.
yeah.
I
So
heard some
see,
thunder.
it's on now.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And Chiquita, how was your week? I know you've been under the weather this week.
Yes. So my week was better than uh, I'm still battling COVID, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I will say this week was roughly 8 overall. Mainly because I'm still here. You know.
Amen.
That
Hallelujah.
part. That's
So,
what's up.
so yeah.
Hallelujah.
Bless him. I'm sure he ain't took his meds with me.
Now I had some cookies, so I had some chocolate chip cookies for breakfast. So yeah, I'm
That-
on one.
Without the bird shit.
Yeah, without yeah.
Mm,
At this time I got smart. I ate it in the house.
smart move, bro.
So just FYI, Chiquita, what happened one day, he went to go get some cookies. He's walking out of the restaurant, about to
Mhm.
put the cookie in
I was
his
walking out
mouth.
my house. If you're gonna
Oh,
tell a story, tell it right.
oh my bad, my bad. He's walking out of the house with some cookies and a bird just nicely took a shit and it landed on his cookie. And he was in the foulest damn mood. he was in a bad, he was in a real bad
I was
mood.
in a dark place.
He really was. He
I was
ain't
in a dark
bullshit
place.
He was angry. Like
for
I've
like a
never seen
week.
somebody so angry. He was angry.
Because like you gotta understand, like being over here, it made me appreciate the simple stuff. Because you don't stuff you take for granted over in the States, you don't have here. So simple
Mm,
things as a good cookie, a decent cookie, uh hell, Chick-fil-A, stuff like that. Like
Man,
they
we
don't
should have
have
had that tonight.
They don't have that stuff here. So, hell, matter of fact, case in point, I was happy as hell. I went to McDonald's yesterday. Drove 45 minutes to go to McDonald's. So, yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
All
I
right.
mean, hey, whatever floats your boat. I'm sure you gonna set it off when you get here.
Okay. And you, ma'am, how was your week?
I kind of don't remember.
Her OnlyFans
I
jumped off.
do. Don't
Her
play.
OnlyFans jumped off.
Actually, yeah, okay, now it's coming back to me. This week was one of them weeks where it was like you show right, like you show right, like y'all know the job situation, and they was in rare form in this last week, shit and shenanigans, like. Even with my peaceful face on, I still got in trouble. So it amazes me. I'm trying to keep the peace, be an employee and be social, even though these hoes be on their bullshit. And I still ended up getting in trouble, in some shape, form, or fashion. And then what I got in trouble for, I was like, for real? But you know me, like seriously? You show right. I could show your bitch ass better than I can tell you. So we just gonna be praying and manifesting for me a new job to come on up, so I can be like,
Yeah. I done already told her when she go to do that, I'm gonna be right there with her.
I'm gonna be trying to have my radio up loud with "fuck you, bitch, fuck you, bitch." Yeah.
But why are you gonna give them that energy though? Like that's, I guess to me that's wasted energy.
I mean, because honestly, like I really try to give my best energy dealing with people that are so fucking low vibration and fucking miserable. Um, I really do. I try to, see somebody having a bad day. Hey, you all right? I really do. Even though in real time, I really don't be giving a fuck because they don't give a fuck about me. Don't nobody ask me how my fucking day is, how I'm doing. But I really do try to do that. Hey, how you doing? You all right? You feeling all right? You look a little sluggish today. That little thing give my ear when I really don't want to hear the dumb shit. That kind of thing. So I really do try to sit up there, crack a joke. Hey, okay, what y'all doing in my kitchen? Kind of thing. Even though that ain't my kitchen because my fucking kitchen don't look like that or whatever. But hey, that kind of thing. And people were offended by some things. By that. Let me say, hey, what you doing in my kitchen? And I said it with the most, this ain't my motherfucking kitchen. But people were offended. And I'm like,
He still don't understand. He don't get it.
no, he don't.
Picking on her all week. That's why I said I'm ready to go with her because they've been picking on her all week, just
All
picking,
week.
picking.
I hadn't even
So,
talked to you to tell you what happened the other day. But it's
But you know what I'm gonna say though.
what
We already had this conversation. We already had this conversation. It's happening because that's not where you're supposed to be.
I
And
know.
and
Oh, I
you
know.
being
Yeah.
comfortable. You don't got comfortable. You want me to
No,
stop
I
pushing?
ain't. And
You don't got
pause.
comfortable.
I have not gotten comfortable. You can't get comfortable in a place where you don't belong. Like, how you
Mhm.
get invited to somebody's house and they be like, take your shoes off. My shoes still on. I still got my purse on my shoulder, still got my jacket on. I ain't got comfortable. That ain't what I got. The job is a job for me
It's
to.
making you move now. It's making you
Um,
put a little urgency in your step.
yeah, I ain't never
The
got comfortable.
universe said it's time. What's the old Negro spirit say? You got to move. You got to move.
Man,
When
say,
the Lord say get ready, you got to move. So that's
man.
what's going on now.
So yeah, that part. So I was just like, I laughed at some people's pain this week. I ain't gonna lie, I did. I was cracking the fuck up. But hey, it is what it is. But time is coming. It's gonna be all right.
yes, it will be.
It's gonna be all right. Yeah, and the universe nice to go and drop that lottery money in my hand. We're gonna be all right, even better, even more. So yeah, um, that's where we are. So
Look,
we're gonna go ahead
Chiquita,
and
like, oh hell no. What's
girl. It's a girl. If I told you it's a whole whirlwind, it would blow your mind. Girl, it would blow your mind.
I understand. We all have jobs or have had positions like that where we felt undervalued or not,
Very.
you
Yeah.
know, but you just got to keep pushing through it. That's just my little motto. And I mean, I had my current job now. My relationship with my boss wasn't always the best. But I kind of just changed my outlook at her and just know that like she's a human. Like even though she may say things that I would not normally say, or even act for that manner, I just try to think of like everyone's going through something, and a lot of people they don't know how to appropriately handle what they're going through, so they project their own problems and insecurities out on other people.
Whoop, there it is.
And
So
I promise somebody else we had on, I think Altagracia mentioned that, and somebody else that we said had mentioned that. So I've been trying to do that because baby, it definitely fits. But I've been trying to do that. But I'm 44. I don't do picking and prodding. I don't, like my grandma used to say, stop picking. I don't do picking. And at that point, the crap is picking. And you keep poking the bear.
yeah, yeah, I got you. I got you.
And I mean, the environment ain't good for my mental health in the first damn place. It's that's my working anxiety. When we kind of talk about that, that's the working anxiety right there. Because I never know what I'm gonna walk into, and this week was one of them weeks where I walked into the bullshit. So yeah, so it's like, you sure right. Mm, okay, so who's
yeah.
So
yeah.
what? So what? We gonna talk about mental health, right?
Yes, we are on the mental health. Mental health is one of, like I said, one of those things that's just, it has that big stigma in the Black community. It has a stigma, actually seems like more and more in a lot more communities, sadly. Even this month, we've seen some, sadly, suicides occurred, like the college student, the Black girl that basically put her message on IG, um, saying how she's been struggling and she's been trying for years to hang on and be like, hey, I got some problems over here, hey, and she just got to that point to where she just couldn't take it anymore. Oh, yeah. So then, of course, the mother of the judge, she committed suicide as well, um, using a gun. 79 years old. So mental health, man, it's a little rough around here. Not even talking about the situations that we don't know or didn't get the media attention, but we know it's happening everywhere. Definitely happening everywhere. Um, so of course, I deal with my own shit, so I don't have no gripes about discussing my own shit. So, um, but yeah, I mean, mental health is just one of them things that is it just touches and pulls at my heartstrings. Because I know so many people that deal, and I know a lot of people that suffer, and a lot of us suffer because of course, some people don't. We don't have people around there that listens, so um, or hear that cry. So we definitely want to, you know, let's talk about it. Like have that open board of discussion, because I mean, hey, it might definitely help somebody, because shit, mental health is real and ain't no punk, and it's taking people out of here left and right. So that's why I know I asked somebody how their mental health was today. I didn't get no response. I ain't gonna say no names, but y'all.
If you're in trouble, blink fast.
So speaking on mental health, I think I'm gonna let Chiquita hang to this, because one of the things that she was very honest about, and like I'm sure people don't think about this aspect of it now that we've had COVID has been here for over 2 years now. And one of the things when we were talking last night is you talked about your mental health, which you have in COVID.
Mhm.
So can you talk about that a little bit? Because I just the thought, I was like,
I know. Yeah. So, like you said, COVID is something that's been here for about almost 3 years now. And since it started, the main thing that we have saw and heard is them talking about the medical aspect of it, like what it physically does to your body, how it can tear your body down, pounce on your head, just all the side effects of it. But you rarely hear about the mental part of it, or just you don't really hear a lot of people speaking on how they mentally felt when they were going through, COVID. So for me personally, for one, my encounter happened out of nowhere. I thought I was just getting sick again because I had just gotten over bronchitis twice. And for me, when I'm sick, I try to find the root of the problem. Like what is causing what could possibly be wrong with me? Like I'm out of whack. I may not be in alignment with something. What is it? And then I soon found out that I had caught COVID. And when I first took my test, I happened to take it while I was talking to one of my friends. I immediately bust out crying on the phone because all I thought about was death. Like because you kind of associate certain things with certain things, and I associated COVID unconsciously with death because we've seen so much of it around us when you hear about people having it, and the good thing is like my friend was able to like help me kind of like remove that initial thought and just try to focus on something positive, even though that wasn't a positive encounter. And I'm the type of person that I've done so much self-work to build myself up mentally. I
yeah,
was like, I can do this. Like I really can. I'm going to get through this. It's not going to be bad. But unfortunately, like my case of COVID was one of the newer strands, and I really felt like it was about to take me out physically and mentally. And I literally was. I think it was like last Saturday. I was like planning my funeral. I was writing out my will. I told my friend like what to tell my mom, what to do, where to, cremate me, take me here, do this, and she was just like in the moment just listening, but that's how I really felt. And it was like it didn't matter how much like I positively affirmed myself, how much I prayed, how much I talked to God, how many spiritual songs I listened to. I just really felt like I was done because the physical aspect of how I was feeling was at that point controlling my mind,
yeah,
like really controlling my mind. And it was but so much I couldn't prepare for it, because first of all they were saying like, oh, COVID just feels like the flu. My case did not feel nothing like the flu, So I'm like, well, they told you how to prepare for it physically, but what am I supposed to do mentally? And like I have all these tools and resources that can help me, but if I can't physically move, how can I do the things that normally help me, you know? So yeah, like it was a constant struggle. And then I think it was like Sunday, I just woke up and I was just like, no, like I've been through so much shit in my life, nothing amounts to COVID, but I've been through so much shit in my life. And the thing is, I got through it, and I'm still here to tell my story, to talk about it. So I'm like, I'm gonna get through this one way or the other. I'm going to get through it. And then here I am now. Here I am now.
That's what's up. That is what's up. And the thing is, I've heard that from some other people that I know that caught COVID, and they was like, your mental is very plays very healthy is very heavy in that part when you're thinking and you're thinking about what you've heard on social media, what you may have heard from other people, where they was like, they freaking out, like, oh Lord, am I gonna make it through this? Like, is this gonna be my time? So that it because of everything that you've heard, or they was in a room with somebody that had COVID and they didn't passed away or something like that, and you're that your mental kicking in, wondering like, Lord, if I'm finna make it up out of here, like it does weigh heavy, and it does make you wonder because you're not in control at that time, and usually those are some of those points when we do have those episodes is we're not in control or we're in a weak place, um and the mental takes over. The mental is in the driver's seat. And, you know, sometimes life hand you a lot of lemons too. Lord, life can hand you a lot of lemons. And sometimes you didn't hit that lemon, that limit, like ain't no more lemons. I can't take no damn more. So how can we how can somebody that's just seem like they're trying, and like the more that they try, it just feels like the world is just knocking them down. How can they kind of just hold on and kind of try to come out the fog?
So for me personally, one thing that I kind of had to like keep digging in my mind how to look at situations when they happen is not so much why is this happening to me? Why do these things happen? But more so, how can this situation help me? How can I take control over whatever is going on? So I'm the driver behind the wheel, and the situation is not controlling me, but I am controlling it and what happens. And I know it's a case by case thing. Some people's situations and circumstances are more extensive than other people, but it takes work, and I wholeheartedly believe in allowing yourself to feel however you're going to feel, like you said earlier. It's not always flowers and sunshine. We don't always have the best days where we wake up, we jump out of bed, and we just dancing down the hallway and we just feel so good. Some days we wake up and we
Yeah.
some days we wake up and we don't want to get out of bed. Me, I believe in however you feel, acknowledge that this is a feeling. It's just that it doesn't have to control you. You can control it, but don't be afraid to be in that moment and feel whatever you're going through. And in that moment of feeling that, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever it is, keep telling yourself like, I'm going to sit here for a little bit, just a little bit,
A little bit.
a day or something, but I got to get back up because I got work to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so isn't that just is that actually helping the situation, or is it just like you just covering it up to keep moving? Because I think a lot of, especially in the black community, that's what everybody do. That's they take a pause just to catch their breath, but then they go right back into it, not really addressing or dealing with the situation of their feelings. They just kind of compartmentalize and, well, I gotta do this because of whatever XYZ, and they just keep moving forward. And somebody said in the comments, how can black people have a positive mental health with all that's going on? How can you see? How can I guess you say how can be something? Oh, how can we be something that we don't see? So how, yeah, that's how can we have a positive mental health when all we see is the negative. All we see, all everything that we deal with in life, regardless of what what economic status you in, you deal with struggle.
Well, I think it's important to, if you are a person, like I said, that's why I said it's a case by case. Everybody's situation and circumstances are different, you know. um Statistically show, it does statistically show that even people that are at the highest of their careers or financial statuses, they are the most people that have more mental health problems and more anxiety and stuff, you know. As far as like when you being a person that you may wake up every day and all you see is like violence, all you see is depression and things, I feel like the more you focus on the negative, you draw negative to you, you know. So sometimes it takes like digging deep and trying to put yourself, or at least your mind, where you're trying to go, you know. If I'm a person that lives in the inner cities of wherever and I wake up every day and it's violence all around me, but deep down I know that I don't want to continue to wake up and see this and feel this, I'm gonna try to create a plan for myself and my family on how to move forward out of this, you know. To me, it's not masking the feeling, like you said. It, yeah, that's what a lot of Black people do. We know we feel like crap. We don't acknowledge most of the time that we really feel something because people are too shameful. People are too prideful. So yes, however you feel, sit in it for a little bit. Sit in it and feel it because it is something that you feel. Like acknowledge that you're going through something. We don't give ourselves. We only want to give ourselves credit when it's something good, but when it's something
Ooh.
bad or it's a bad feeling, we just want to act like it don't exist. You
Yeah.
know. No, feel all that stuff. Credit the good, the bad, the evil, whatever. But just because you credit it and acknowledge it does not mean that it has to dictate your path. Does not mean that it has to dictate your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know. And like I said, I know it's one of the things that's really complex. It's so linear. Everybody is different. You know. I was raised in a household that whatever happens in this household stays in this household, and a lot of my friends, they were brought up the same exact way. So what happened when you get older? Things happen to you, you don't tell nobody, you hold so
Yeah.
much of that stuff in, you know. Mental health wasn't something that was discussed when I was a child. I knew at times I felt like weird, you know, like I was really sad or like I was hyper or I was always shaking. My family was just like, girl, it ain't nothing wrong with you, you got
Mm-hmm.
too stuff to be sad about. You're blessed compared to other people.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
in reality, like, no, I probably really was sad. I probably really was anxious, you know? And for me, I was abused in my household. I was sexually abused in my household from grade school up until middle school, you know? But they say what happens in this household stays in this household. So you can't say nothing, you know. And it happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. And then we go on through life and we just let stuff happen to us and we just put it on the back burner because we just gonna keep pushing forward and not addressing the trauma, not addressing these experiences that really hurt us, you know. Until we realize sometimes we're pushed in a corner where we have to sit with it and we have to address it, you know. That's just my opinion, but like I said, I know it's different for each person and each experience.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah.
Somebody said we have Sir God on tonight, and he said self awareness and self love is part of the puzzle. Yeah.
The puzzle of mental health.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Mm.
But then it still goes back to what was said and what Albie said. It's like how you just kind of hit on it. If we're not being shown how and understand how, then we're gonna continue to be in this circle. Like, I mean, it's easy to say, hey, you need to do the XYZ.
Mhm.
Bam. All right. But if somebody's stuck in the mud, or somebody, if it's my analogy, if somebody's in the fog, so long where to the point where it's clear to them, That's all they know, the fall. So anything outside of that is different. And so we as people don't like to be different at times. Now, um, if all a person sees is negative, 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 then how are they going to see the positive? And
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
mean, I'm trying to say it's. I hear what you're saying, but we have to take a time and breathe and sit down and be self aware. But if you're not, if all you know is negative, then that's normal to you.
But I
I
think.
get it.
Oh,
You,
go
you-
ahead.
you're in your comfort zone, right?
Right.
Because being negative is so easy, but being
Yes.
positive is so hard. But it's only things are only what you say they are. So if you say it's hard to get up in the morning and work out, then guess what? It's going to be
Woo, baby.
Woo.
it's going to be more a struggle for you to get up. If you say it's hard to focus on something positive or to see a positive shift in a negative situation, guess what? It's going to be just that because that's what you're claiming it to be. Sometimes we have to actually be still in the moment and let God do his work. We pray about everything that we want and we still try to have our hands on everything at the same time. You know, sometimes things are not for us to control, you know? But again, like I said, if you're a person and all you see is negative, you have to make that change within that you actually want to see something outside of that. And when it's presented to you, then you have to take the necessary steps to move forward. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable because you're not used to seeing the good. You're always used to seeing the bad. You know, it's just like being in a relationship. We all been in, relationships with people, and we may have thought they was the best, but we knew they had a bad side, and we were not meant to be with them, right? And we go through these cycles of bad relationships with people and stuff, and then we're like, damn, why am I always get with people, men like this, or I always attract negative stuff, and then you get that one person in your life, and they are everything that you desire and more, but because you're not used to seeing this good in a person and used to people treating you good, it's uncomfortable for you, and you run the other way.
Hmm.
You know, like when it's uncomfortable, I believe that's when you're supposed to push forward more. Yes, we can wake up and we can see negative stuff around us all day, scrolling through social media, to watching the news and stuff. I'm an empath, so I feel almost everything. But we also have to have the self-awareness and consciousness to know when to accept certain feelings and emotions as our own,
Yes.
and we have to develop the skills that's necessary for us to move forward. Just because my friends are struggling and they want to stay where they at does not mean that I have to stay where I'm at, and not if I really don't want it. You know, like you have to find it. You have to be your positive inner critic. You know, I see all this negative stuff all the times, but I have to come to a realization that just because I see this is not my end all be all. This does not have to be my final destination.
Yeah.
And trust me, I hear you, and I know firsthand as a Black woman, it's hard to think positive all the time, especially if you work in a white workspace, right? The odds are already against us as a Black woman, Black man. It's hard. We're expected to get up, go to work every day with a smile on our face, be respectful, let people talk to us and project things on us all the time. And we still have to remain solid. Why? Because if we say something wrong, we are labeled the angry Black woman
Baby.
and angry Black man.
Yep.
You know,
Hmm.
sometimes you have to just really turn the mirror around on yourself and be like, why is this affecting me so much? Why is it affecting me so much? But that's another hard part, because a lot of people are so ego driven that we don't like to take accountability for certain encounters that we put ourselves in. We don't like to take accountability for some feelings and emotions that we bring more on ourselves.
Pinks, what was
Oh,
you gonna say?
I'm taking it all in. Yeah, I definitely I agree with her because I feel like a lot of times we take on extra shit that's not ours. You know,
Do.
if you know, especially because y'all know how I am with triggers. If you know this is your trigger, why are you going to continue to let that stuff come in and affect you? Turn off the fucking news. If you have to disconnect, disconnect. This
Mhm.
shit, we're not even in what's going on over the water. But me seeing and reading that every day was making me feel some kind of way. And I'm like, wait a minute, take a moment. You need to disconnect from that. Turn off the TV. All these shootings and this and that, and people die. It was too much, and I was getting overloaded. And it's like, okay, I have to take a moment to disconnect from this because I'm starting to feel it. And a lot of these emotions are not mine, and it may sound selfish, but I'm not mentally able to handle that right now. And I got to keep me together. So if I have to shut different stuff down to physically line back up, that's what I have to do. And I feel like a lot of times we take on more than we need to, engaging in shit that's probably not our business and inserting ourselves different places we don't need to be.
Yeah.
And it just adds to it.
Yeah. And you know, like, and I know all of us have a Facebook. We sit on Facebook all the time. I'm taking a sabbatical. You see what people then deactivated their pages just to get that break, because a lot of times the stuff that we let in affects us more than we know. We
Hmm.
see the stuff on Facebook where people are like, um, you see people getting married. Some things with, even with that, is like, oh, if you're not in that situation or in that space of, you want to get married and things ain't aligning, that could be something that could cause your depression, make you feel down on your luck. You do see so many people with shootings and this and this. Sometimes you also got to know how to unplug from the
Yeah.
negative, because the negative don't all these negatives don't equal positive. They just equal the bigger deeper negatives. So
Hmm.
you kind of got to know when you need to disconnect, even from family and friends. Sometimes I know we all got that family member or that friend that always got some
Always something
mess going on, and calling you, girl, I'd be like this now. No, I already know what that is. I'm not going to answer that. But at the same time, I'm honest when I know that my mental, what I can handle and what I can't handle at the time. I
Yeah.
know that. And now I know that I'll be like, no, I'm going to need to go and take me a couple of days.
Hmm.
going.
Yeah.
I know I can't. Right now. I'm in my weak point. I know what I can't take. And sometimes us black people, because we're always supposed to be so strong and we supposed to have it and not let things affect us. Sometimes we got to be honest and take that S off our chest. And
Hmm.
just like you said, if this is where I am and I'm having a down day and I'm depressed, let me have my moment. Let me
Yes.
see what put me here and let me get out. But at the same time, I know I have things like music is that's my therapy. Like my headset. I took my headset right before we started, but I always have my headset on, and even at work, I got in trouble for that too. Sweet. I put my headset in and I'm playing my music. Like I told you, I'm either playing my music or depending where I am, I'm listening to other people's podcasts,
Mhm.
um, and stuff like that. But I know music is that place. It just puts me in it tunes all the nonsense and shenanigans out, and it just puts me in a better headspace. So I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
I get it. I got it. Let me, let's get it. So it's like that reset button. So I can also agree with Sir God where he said that as well, earlier. Like you gotta unplug. It's self care. Sometimes we neglect ourselves a lot of times for trying to do everything and cater to everybody. Yes, sir.
That's all fine and dandy with the whole sabbaticals and all that stuff. But again, it's the cycle because I'm gonna use your example of unplugging from Facebook. Folks are unplugged from Facebook. Oh, I'm gonna be gone for X amount of days. First of all, if it's for you, why are you telling everybody? That's again, it's my personal opinion. Why are you telling everybody? It's like you want somebody to give you a reason to stay. But then when they come back, they back in the same shit. So what did they do during that time? Like maybe that's I'm confused when it comes to that.
I think that's more of a them issue opposed to like that's more of a them issue. If you decide I'm taking a sabbatical from social media for 6 months, right? I'm detaching from social media to personally work on my self development. And that's like being able whatever that is for you, do more self care stuff, go to therapy, whatever. If you are truly doing the work, a lot of things that were entertaining to you at one point are not going to entertain you because you're going to elevate. You should elevate if you're actually working, right? And I agree. I mean, I used to do it too. I used to announce everything on social media, and then because I wanted to see what someone said. I agree with you for that that purpose. Some people need the acknowledgement. They do because they can't give it to themselves. So, like I said, if you're going to take the time away from social media or just from people in general, take it for a good cause because whatever you do outside of that point, the ball is in your corner. And it'll show back up when you come back or whatever. Like if you decide to go to therapy and like you truly are healing areas of your life that are problematic, again, if you come back to social media, you're gonna be able to scroll past stuff and just you should be able to scroll back stuff and keep moving. Everyone's not like that. It's more of a self-control thing too, you know. I used to be obsessed with celebrity news. I mean, I still am to an extent. However, I've realized because people's opinions make me mad, right? I'm human. People's opinions make me mad, especially if I just see somebody just badgering like, for example, I think we talked about this last night, maybe. The whole Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez thing, the way that people go at Meg Thee Stallion, whether you think she lied or whatever, someone still shot her. She's still a black woman. And just some of the hateful comments I've seen people say, it like pisses me off. But again, that's their ignorance, that's their opinions. I can't change it. But what I can do is control what I'm going to look at and just keep it moving. It's more of you have to be able to control yourself and how much of things you're going to just be a part of that are not in alignment with where you're trying to go. But if you want to stay at a standstill, by all means, stay feeding into all the negativity and all the chaos online and everywhere else. Because I guarantee you do that, you're going to be right where you are,
One of the things I'm gonna jump in because I seen this comment with Lisa. Lisa said, "I'm a personal trainer. I can help you and motivate you to make a change, but you have to want it to. You have to want it out and you have to put in work." Is basically what she was saying. Oh, hey, mama, hey. So I love that she said that because there are some people that are going to therapy, and you can go to therapy and you can talk to the therapist all day long, and they can give you these tools, how to do this, let's try this. But if you're not putting in the work and you're not doing what they said, you're not taking those tools and using those tools when you do get depressed, when you have anxiety, then it's going to be a rotating circle. You're not going to get out of or know how to cope with your triggers or any of those things. So you're just going to keep spinning the wheel. Yes, sir.
I'm glad you went that way because she said it and I started thinking about it because I did the research on this shit and it tripped me the fuck out. So only 4% of all psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers are black. So if only 4% of the people that you're trying to go to for help understands your issues, how is that truly going to help you? Because you have to be empathetic to the situation that your client, your person is going through. And a lot of times and this is from personal experience on both sides, being a provider and being a patient. A lot of times the things that you go through are getting downplayed. Oh, it's not that bad, blah, 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 as a person of color going to a non-person of color because they don't see your issues and your situations as being valid. So my question is, do you think that that plays a huge part in why we don't go seek help?
I think it's part of it. I think one part is a lot of people are just too prideful, or they think they're ashamed to actually go sit down and talk to somebody and tell someone that I've been feeling depressed or I've been feeling suicidal, because they may feel like they're going to be judged in the process. Or some people just, they're so strong that, yeah, I felt this stuff, but it's nothing wrong with me. I've been dealing with this all my life. I don't need no therapist. I don't need no psychiatrist. And then on the other side, some people, they want someone that resonates more with them, right? And I'm gonna be a little controversial, because I have had a black therapist, black woman therapist, and she was very good, a very good listener. That's what she did. She listened to me. She was a gift and a curse, because I could go and I can just pour everything out. But once I'm done, she's just looking at me and I'm just looking at her. And I come back again the next week and she's like, oh, you did the same stuff you were doing last week. Yeah, but I'm coming to you because I don't know how to stop doing this. Or like, can you help me develop some more tools to do that? I felt like she looked at me more of a friend. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though my current therapist now is a Caucasian woman, right? And when I first started with her, there was a lot of stuff that I had pondered through my mind about saying, a Caucasian woman. For that matter, I'm like, is she going to understand me? Is she going to judge me? And I feel like you can ask certain type of questions to kind of wing people out. The same way you would do when you're like dating a person. You can ask questions to see where a person is. Before I could even ask certain questions, just through solid conversation, she let me know who she was. I felt comfortable in knowing that she was going to show me compassion and not judge me for the stuff. I knew she really wanted to help me. She's been helping me address things that other people wouldn't take the time of day to talk to me about. Because she wants to see me continue to do good. Whereas though when I had a black therapist and I was super excited, she didn't do that. She just sat there like, you just keep doing the same stuff. Like, what's it going to take for you to get better? And at that point, I had been through tons of people trying to wing the right person out. Go to a psychiatrist, you tell them your problems. A lot of times, they will give you 5 or 6 different medications that's going to help you be okay, but not try to help you find the root of the problem.
Yeah, they drug dealers.
And I'm finna back you on that, because I will say this, and I'm hearing this so much with a lot of people that we've had on and things like that. People are quick to say, find you a black therapist, find you a black doctor, find you a black OBGYN, find you this and this. You can't bet black on everything. And I'm just being honest, because there are a lot of black doctors, psychiatrists, whatever have you, that are still in it for the money, just like the Caucasian, Hispanic, whatever people. You have to find the person that works and resonates with you, because it's not always black. It's a lot of black doctors that don't listen to us. And like you said, she just sat there and was just looking at you every day like, okay, all right. That kind of thing. They're not always there helping either. So just because somebody is a black psychiatrist don't mean, oh, you didn't hit the lottery. It's still a catch-22. You still have to go. You still have to see, okay, is this person right for me? Does this person work for me? Does this and this and this? I don't believe everything by black, because, just like they say, support black businesses, and you can go to a black business and get treated worse than you didn't when you went to a Caucasian business. So let's just be real.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it. I understand the concept of why people want to go to a black therapist or a black psychiatrist. However, the same treatment you get from a white person, you can get it from a black person. That's the unfortunate side of it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there are not good, African American mental health professionals out there, because there are.
Yeah.
A lot of them are booked up right now.
Yeah, you're right.
There are, but I just solely believe in doing your research. Like, before I have to see anything doctor, whether it's a OBGYN, therapist, whatever, I am doing solid research. I'm looking them up from what's on Google, what their reviews say. I'm pulling their LinkedIn. Like, I'm looking at all this stuff. And because I know I pay for insurance, if this don't work, I'm gonna start it over again and try to
Exactly.
somebody else. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, when you know what your worth is, I know I deserve good care. I know I deserve someone to actually listen to me and then help me. I'm going to get what I deserve one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I feel like with a lot of people, because they don't know their worth or because they're too prideful, they just don't take the time out to really put that focus and that shift on themselves. And then they miss, the unfortunate part is they miss out and they lose out on whether getting help or just trying to move forward.
Yeah. And I agree with that. There was kind of going off a little bit of topic, but it's still talking about doctors. So there was this thing going around in San Antonio, this list of black OBGYNs, because that's that thing. Everybody wants black doctor this, black this, that this. But when people got to talking about people that have gone to a lot of these doctors, one was like, man, yeah, she's awesome. Check her out. And people was like, ooh, ooh. And then you got to these couple of ones and it was like, oh my God, he's horrible. He did this to me. He did this. Oh my God, she don't listen. She misdiagnosed me and turned around and I had this cyst and I had stage 4 cancer. And, she kept telling me to get over it. It wasn't what I thought it was. So I'm like, yeah. So I said, I and Sir God said, black people do you worse than anybody else. And
but where does that come from? Like, because
where does what come from?
I
Like
know
us
he's
treating each other like this. Like, where does that come from? Because if we look at historically, this is just my opinion now. Before desegregation, we all was thick as thieves. We didn't have these issues because we were all we had. Now all of a sudden, it's like they say, crabs in a barrel.
So
Yeah.
remember when they did when they had what was that, the recent when they redid the story about the Black Panther movement and how that everybody was, they was doing this and doing that and they was upholding and they trying to uplift the black community, and you had that one FAN, because I'm gonna be nice and not say what I say the actual word, but you had that one person that didn't like what the code, even though they was in there at first, but they had that one person that maybe got their feelings rubbed wrong or didn't like that you was moving up above them and they wasn't getting no recognition. And that one person started collaborating with the enemy and shut the whole damn thing, got the whole shit shut down. There's always one. Somewhere, there's always one.
And I think a lot of times when you're dealing with like professionals, whether it's like a medical professional, a teacher, whatever, you're always the patient or the student, right? So they always have one up on you. Like, you have to listen to what I say because I'm the one with the degrees and the certifications and all the training. So I know what I'm talking about. And you're coming to me for help. So you have to take what I'm telling you because my word is bond. And I feel like a lot of times it's more of a like authority thing. I can think of situations where I've argued with doctors like, hey, this is wrong. This is what I'm feeling. And they're telling you, no, you're not feeling that. Well, how are you telling me that I'm not feeling what I'm feeling if this is what I've been going through for however long, or they'll misdiagnose you with something else. And unfortunately, yes, I think a lot of people want to look at it like, it's like each one teach one, help the other person elevate just as well as you are, but that's just not some people's reality. Unfortunately, they want what they could get to move up, and once they up there, instead of trying to help other people move up, they'll do things to keep you down.
Yep.
Mm.
And Sir God, he said the Willie Lynch syndrome. Woo! We can talk about that one all day long, baby. We can talk about that one all day long. He also said, oh no, that was Shayla. She said, all skin folks ain't kin folks, baby.
So then it goes back to in the beginning when I was saying that if all we see, if the people that, if our reflection um is negative, how are we supposed to know what's positive?
But this is the thing. All things aren't negative. You know, all things black folks aren't negative. All things white folks aren't negative. You also have to have some common sense and a sense of discernment to know. Like, that's just like with me being at this job. I know who the snitches are. I deal accordingly. Can't nobody in there tell you that they know my business because I don't talk to wolves like that. So can't nobody in there tell you my business. I know who is who and I know who is what. Because I sit back and I observe a lot. So I peep game. I know according to what said, I know who said what. Because I watch body language and how folks act and stuff too. So you also gotta use your common sense and you gotta what they used to say back in the day, you gotta peep game. That's like when doctors when it come down with Asante. Don't think I ain't have to cut no doctor off because we wasn't on the same page or his idea was far fetched. In the beginning, I had a doctor telling me to put him in a facility because he wasn't gonna be able to maintain on his own. Yep. Let's go. We gonna go ahead and get this show on the road and look for another doctor because we obviously are not on the same page. Your method, instead of helping me find therapy or some kind of assistance or whatever other doctor he may need, your option is for me to just put him in a facility. Really? We ain't on the same page. You got to find what's on the same page. Like straight, like if you just like, okay, think about it. Hate to bring him up again. Think about with this Kevin Samuels situation. Kevin Samuels, everybody, one people, you got people over here hate him, people over here love him. But in the end, when you see these comments, you see Kevin Samuels, you know it's going to be negative and positive in them comments. People gonna feel some kind of way. So if you got a friend that comes out there and they negative, women ain't shit, women ain't shit, are you gonna still be dealing with that person and following that person? No, you need to unplug because y'all ain't on the same page. You ain't gotta have no beef, but y'all ain't on the same page. It's okay to disconnect from the negativity and going on over here because you can agree to disagree. You ain't on the same page. We ain't got to make enemies because we ain't on the same page, but it's okay when it's for the betterment of yourself and for you not to fall down that rabbit hole to disconnect from negativity. And a lot of times we don't do that because we're comfortable in the negativity. We're comfortable with being in that down and depressed state to where it's just comfortable. We don't like being uncomfortable. Let's just be honest. We don't like shaking the tree. We don't like hurting people's feelings a lot of time or be speaking the truth. That's where a lot of times the black sheep has the problems that we have. Is because when we do speak it, people get in their feelings. But you got to be able to be like, hey, this ain't for me. Like that relationship that ain't working for you, but some people just want to have a man, so they dealing with it. Sometimes you got to realize, like, hey, this ain't for me. This ain't the environment. This ain't what I want. Figure out what the hell it is you want. If you want to get better and be better, we gotta we gotta shake the tree. Just because mama said, oh, we don't do therapy around here, but you got a kid that need therapy, you gonna have to tell mama and go get your baby some therapy. You gonna have to remove yourself from how you feel and even what your thought process is and get that baby some help. And that's where a lot of people are. When we see stuff that are wrong with our kids or we see that there's a delay or something wrong, some of us want to sit in this pot of we don't do therapy, we don't do outside assistance, we don't do this. And then our kids are suffering. We're not getting them the help to get them out the hole so that they can be better, greater. That's autism, sickle cell, whatever it is, depression, anxiety, those things. we can't fix everything, despite what everybody else says. Oh, you got it, you good, you good. No, we can't fix everything. Mamas can't be super all the time. We have to doctor up some stuff, but we gotta remember we not a psychiatrist. We not this. We gotta go this way and go get this baby some help, or even help ourselves, because we put ourselves last a lot. Then that's what you gotta do if you want to be better. If you want to be better, we also have to set examples, because if your kids see you suffering, not handling your business, then they're looking like that generational curse is still going, because you're not helping yourself, and they're looking at you like, hello, okay, you need to be over here sitting on the couch with me. You helping me, but you're not helping yourself. So we gotta kind of them generational curses. We gotta break them, change ourselves, and do what's best for us. Don't sit in the shit. Like, real talk, don't sit in the shit. I ain't saying every day is gonna be a good day, because it ain't. But just like Chiquita said, we kind of also have to look at things in a different light, because a lot of times, and I know we all didn't see it. Oh, Pinks, we definitely in this. Oh, the retrograde then gave me a flat tire. No, 9 out of 10, you got a flat tire because you got them old ass fucking tires on your car that been on there 6 years, and you didn't have them patched in every place that you can, and you know you needed a tire. That's why the hell you got a flat. Or you ran through some glass. You seen the glass and or wasn't watching where you were driving and ran over the glass. If it was a big ass bottle, it was something you could see, but you was on your phone texting and driving, so you didn't see it. Don't blame retrograde. Don't blame the devil, because people quick to blame the devil for something. A lot of things is just what it is. And sometimes we get programmed in life of everything that happens, like said, a flat tire or something like that, or you done locked your keys in the car. Yeah, it could be a convenience, but that don't have to set your whole day. That don't mean it's a whole badass day because one thing that happens. Sometimes we just moving too damn fast in life. And I tell my son that you can have a bad moment. That doesn't mean you've had a bad day. Like, you can still bounce back from this moment. This little moment, you can bounce back, and the rest of your day can be great. We all have moments. Life is going to happen. We can't control that. But you can look at how you take things and look at it in a different light.
And I think overall it's about also coming out of that whole victim mentality. Like, a lot of times, like we are all, like, some people, we are always, everything is always somebody always doing something to us. It's always somebody else causing us to be this. It's always someone else causing you to go out and do something crazy. There's never no self accountability.
Ooh, there it is.
There's never no accountability.
Oh shoot, that is.
You know, so again, we out here, we trying to elevate, we trying to break these generational curses, but we still struggle to take accountability for what we did wrong in the situation or what we could have done better. We want to everything as being so negative, but like you said, everything that happens for us, because I don't always believe that things happen to us. I believe that things happen for us, right? Things happen for us, not all, even though it may be negative. I believe that negative can quickly turn around to be a positive, but it all depends on like your thinking and what action you're putting behind it. You know, if something is happening in your life and you want to change it, you're going to do the necessary steps, I hope, to change it, or you're going to do what you've been doing to stay right where you are because you're comfortable, and because coming out of that, it's too hard because you don't want to be uncomfortable. But a lot of times getting to the next level means getting uncomfortable to be where you really are supposed to be at. But you got to let go of that victim mentality and thinking that everybody is out here doing things to you and
trying to get you. Everybody trying to get you.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm the way that I am because of my ex. Okay, your ex may have been a piece of shit. However, that's done and over with. What are you doing a better person?
Yeah.
Because that was 5-10 years ago, you know?
That part.
They
5-10 years ago, and you still like this because of your ex from 5 or 10 years ago.
And that's what I meant by sometimes we cause our own mental damage more than a situation or an experience. It's us. Social media could be the devil. You scrolling through and you see something that you want, but somebody else got it, and it make you feel insecure. It may make you feel jealous or whatever. It's not your timing. Just because you see that person with it does not mean that you can't have it. But no, we rather sit back and just be mad and angry about everything and then blame everybody why we can't get ahead in our life, opposed to taking control of our own life, putting more into ourselves, and then going after the things that we really want. Yeah, we may wake up and we may see negativity all the time. That may have been our reality for a long time, but that does not mean that we have to stay there. Like, we know the difference between good and bad. We know what we've been seeing and what we've been doing is not good. We know it's bad. We want to change it. So what are you going to do to change it? You like you said, you can go to therapy all the time and talk to your therapist about the problems. They can provide you with the necessary resources and tools on what you can do if you're triggered. Here's a coping skill, or if this happens, this is what you're supposed to do. But you have to be the one to do it.
Yeah, we gotta want to put in the work to be better. And this was one of the things this week. I'm working with a lady myself, and was trying to even myself look at things differently. And when she checked in with me this week and she said, "How are you? How's this? Have you done ABC?" And I was lying. I was honest with her, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "I honestly haven't." I said, "This week I'm drained. I'm tired. I'm very overwhelmed this week." And she said, "Is it possible to fall in love with the feeling that you identify as overwhelmed so that it energizes you rather than subtract from making you restless?" And I sat there and I read it about 5 times because I was like, damn. Damn. And I had to think about it for a little bit because I was like, I never looked at it that I've never thought of looking at it that way. So I'm like, okay. Let me actually start trying to look at it that way, as vice versa. So she's been like the eyes in the back to help me flip my regular thinking. Flip the thinking that I've grown accustomed to thinking. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, I got you. Appreciate that. Bet. So she's been, sometimes we have to have another set of eyes to look at things from their perspective to help us see things in a different way, because like I said, a lot of people are so quick to look at everything as being negative, or the devil did it, or the retrograde that did it, or
Do y'all think that it comes from did it come from the way we had to adapt to overcome back in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s? Because if you were doing good, uh it's a possibility that you get attacked and possibly killed. So you had to portray that you're in a bad situation, and it just became normal. And so it's easy to say, to look at the bad versus the good.
So misery loves company, right?
I know that. I'm just saying. I'm
I
asking.
know. I'm just saying, misery in that situation for me, misery loves company, because one of the things is, when you got somebody in your circle around you that ain't doing good and you already in the place, it make you feel so much better and comfortable when somebody else ain't in there, and then y'all, next thing you know, you got a whole group of 50 and everybody sitting in the same shit, and y'all having a whole party in the same shit. Because
I don't like that.
misery loves company. I don't either. Because I'm gonna need somebody. If I'm sitting in my shit, I'm gonna need somebody like, hey, stick a hand up and pull me out the shit. Don't let me sit in the rest of these other comfortable motherfuckers, because I don't need to be comfortable not sitting in shit.
If we can make money, we all gonna make money. Not just, oh, I'm gonna do it myself. But then, and that goes, because now I'm thinking, I think it is I think we have been mentally conditioned to think like that.
Yeah. I think there's people in a place where some people think in that same slave mentality that
Hmm.
they're not supposed to have better. So they don't strive to do better or come out of that frame of mind that they're thinking.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Like everyone knows, if not all, some of Oprah Winfrey's story, right? Her,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
she was the ugly duckling, dark skin. Her mom went to go work for a family, and because she was dark skinned, she wasn't allowed in the house. She had to sleep on the porch, right? Like
Hmm.
we noticed she was abused and like all this stuff. She was depressed, suicidal, all this stuff. These things were things that were programmed in her as a child that somewhat followed her up until like her adult age. Just think, if she didn't realize that I deserve more, or there's more to me than what has been told to me, do you think she would be where she is now in life? And I know a lot of people don't really care too much for Oprah and like Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey. However, they went through a lot of transitions and cycles in their life where where they where they came, where they came from, like, the gutter. I guess some people would say sleeping in their car, homeless, and then something clicked in them like, no, I have to do better. Like I'm more than that. And then look, they went out and they started doing different things, and they are where they are now. You know,
And which is funny that you said that, because those are the type of stories we need to be looking at and we frown upon.
hmm
Like they have been through literal hell on earth, and we talk shit, and we as a people, as a community, talk shit about them.
hmm
And all they have done, from what I've seen, I don't know what they do in their private life, but from what I've seen is all they have done is try to help us, and it's amazing.
but I think
Yeah.
a lot of people down it because they feel like it's not enough. You know, you can help someone with but so much, but I can't
Exactly.
force you to take the next step to want to take your life in the right direction. I can donate money and gift cards to charity and do a whole bunch of things, but I can't physically make
Make
you,
you go get it.
and yeah, in the situation that you're in. And I know a lot of times when you look at different public figures and celebrities, we a lot of times we see them for what they are, not realizing that they have a background too. Some of them have
Hmm.
struggles. Everything wasn't always given to them, but we expect so much more because of people's status that we don't give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give you another person because we're talking about black people. I'm gonna shift it a little bit. You know who Joyce Myers is?
Joyce Myers, that
Yes.
ain't not familiar.
She's a pastor. She's
Okay.
like on
Is
TV.
that the
Hmm.
big head lady with the look like a hot top fade?
You know what?
She does not have no hot top fade.
What?
She does not have no hot top fade. But the thing with Joyce Myers is she has like what you would be what would be considered, like, I guess, a mega church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people see her for what she is, but like her past, like her father sexually abused her from the time she was a child to her teenage years, living in the same house. She told her mother didn't do anything at all because her mother was so dependent on her father. She thought that if she left him, she couldn't do it. She couldn't raise these kids. So Joyce grew up to be this miserable, evil person. She projected all her hurt and negativity on everybody. And she met her husband, and he was everything that she felt like she didn't deserve, because why do anybody want me? I'm not, I ain't shit. Nothing good has ever happened to me. Her husband was patient with her, and she realized like something in me has to change. I don't like being in this negative state all the time. I don't like being depressed or anxious or just making other people feel bad because I don't feel bad. So she went and got help. She started working on her mindset and trying to like shift those negative thoughts into more positive things. Despite what happened to her as a child, she's like, okay, this is not my fault. I forgive my father for what he did to me. Yes, this happened, but I have to continue to move forward. And she used her pain and turned it into her passion to help other people, to the point where she ended up taking her father and her mother in at some point when her father went. She took care of this man. Mind you, he sexually assaulted her all her life. All her life. Yep. And on his deathbed, he told her, I am so sorry for what I did to you. But she had already forgiven him and already been where she's at in her life. But she didn't let that stuff dictate what path she went. She just flipped it, got help, first of all, and continue to just use that pain to help other people. And still doing it to this day.
Yeah. And see, some people that may have happened to, they're wallowing in that. So that's where the depression,
Yep.
anxiety, and everything is coming from, and they're comfortable in that because they feel like this is life. This is how I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be better than this. I'm not supposed to have this, have those things. And that's where that mental health kicks in, and it plays that card where it holds some people captive. Mental health is a prison.
Mm-hmm.
You have to decide how you're going to handle your sentence in that prison.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say prison as much. I would say it's a door.
It's
You
a
gotta
prison.
decide, are you gonna stay in that room or you gonna walk the fuck out? Because prison, to me, when I hear prison, I think, yo, yeah, you 25 to life. You ain't got no
And
place to
no
go.
prison. People get
That's
out of
wrong.
jail. People get out of jail every day. Some when a lot of
After
people
they
get out
serve
of
their time,
people get, that's right. And everybody time is not extended. Some people only in
I
there
want to see
overnight and
somebody
they
try to
make
walk out of prison.
they
Just say,
bond
fuck this, I ain't doing this shit no more, and walk out.
and
I want to see
they
what
get
happens.
out. Yeah. Some people be like, hey, I made my bond. Hey, I only had to sit here overnight till I sobered up and got it together, and I'm out. And I don't want to go back. See, some people comfortable with going back and sitting in whatever it is that they
Yeah,
was already sitting in.
yeah.
It's good being comfortable. Everybody don't like being uncomfortable. I'm one of them ones. I don't always like being uncomfortable. Sometimes it's
The
some
devil.
places I like to sit in for a little bit. But I know the places I don't like sitting in, and mental health and having a depression, they ain't it.
Right.
Some
So
people
I
choose the
take
devil
my
that they're
I,
familiar with.
what?
Some people choose the devil that they are familiar with.
Yeah, you're very much right. You're very much right.
It's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I mean, that like I said, we're gonna have good days. We're gonna have bad days, but in the end, it determines how you gonna sit in that bad day. How you gonna get through? How you gonna handle the bad day? You gonna handle the bad day and you gonna mope all day and look all down in the mouth and blah blah blah. Shit, get that good cry scream, and let's get it. Don't sit in it, because once you get comfortable with sitting in that shit, it gets more and more comfortable, and you just falling deeper and deeper in that. If you need to get help, and we say it all the time, if you feel like you need help, get the damn help. Go to somebody. If meds is your answer and you feel like that's what you need to do because you need that help, go get you some damn meds. Fuck what grandma and mama and them say that we don't do the medication and we don't do mental health and that's the devil and all. Go get you some medication. If you got to get on that shit to get you where you need to be able to function, to get out that hole, do that shit. Don't let nobody dictate how you handle your mental health, because it's yours. Handle that shit. People say, hey, it's the food we eat. A lot of us been eating the same that the food black people eat. They've been eating since slave days, because sometimes that's what it is. And as you discover, a lot of it ain't good for us. They eating hog maws and chitlins. Baby, some of us, that gout will fuck you up eating some damn hog maws and chitlins in this heat. everything that we had back then ain't good for us now. A lot of us can't tolerate that because I know. Let me eat a pork chop if I want to. I'm gonna be on the floor, balled up, sick as a dog. I'm gonna pay for eating that pork chop, plain and simple. So it's some things in life that you can't do. So you gonna have to make that decision. Am I gonna eat this and pay the consequences, or I'm just gonna hook this chicken up real good and imagine it's a pork chop?
Uh, I think support and trust is a factor also. We can't
Definitely.
expect people to come
Ooh,
out of a funk if they don't have, for one, the trust where they can go to somebody and say, I have this going on, I need help.
yeah,
They may feel it here, but they don't know, okay, what do I do? I don't want to be in this spirit. How do I come up out of it? You got to have somebody that you can trust to
yeah,
even open up about these feelings to find out, okay, what kind of help, what should I do? You can send
you're right.
somebody to therapist. You got people that have doctors that go to a doctor's visit and won't even tell their doctor what's really wrong. How's your health? Oh, I've been good. Knowing they feel like death. They kneecaps hurt, they head hurt, they eyes hurt, they can barely see, but they're lying about it.
Yeah,
The trust needs to be there too. And then having that supportive person to be there, like, I got your back through this. Don't just tell them go get help and then be like, holla at me when you better. Support them through that shit.
Mhm.
And I kind of just want to double back just a little bit on what DA said about these people that go on Facebook and stuff like that and have these sabbaticals. It is a cry for help. That's your first sign. I need help. Something's going on. I'm going to take this moment. I'm overwhelmed. I'm going through something. I'm going to be gone, y'all. This is their way of saying, I need help. Somebody check on me. Sometimes it's not attention. And I'm saying that because I've lost friends on my other side of Facebook who did that. And everybody was like, okay. Or they said nothing. And then we hear, oh, this person died. I didn't know. Well, they just said they was gonna take this time off. They need a break. They overwhelmed, and nobody said nothing. Sometimes people don't again trust to say, I need somebody. Can I confide in you? Do you care enough for me to open up and tell you that I have a problem? It could be the first
mm,
time. And I feel like a lot of those people, that's what they did. They said, hey, I'm taking this moment and waited for someone to care. And they
yeah,
didn't. And
yeah.
now they dead and everybody, I wish I had known he was going through that. He
Mm.
made that post and you said nothing.
That was that red flag.
That was that flag. And sometimes it's a little bit more. And when I see those people now on my posts and they say that, are you good? Are you okay? Are you taking this just because you need to back up? Or do you need some help? And a lot of them, I bullshit you not, it has been, no, I'm really going through something right now. And it's like, okay, well, what's the next? Now I done got myself in some shit like, oh shit, what do we do now? But sometimes they just need that
Mm,
positive and just to get it out sometimes. And that's it. They don't have nobody else to talk to, especially when you have these family members that, like
ooh,
Chiquita said, you too blessed to be sitting up here moping around this house like you don't have a job. You too blessed to act like you have a car. You too blessed. And it's like, okay, yes, I have these things, but up here, some extra shit's going on that you don't
mm.
understand. You see these blessings because you may not have it. So you see these as blessings or things I should be happy about. But up here, some other shit is going on like me. Oh, you too blessed. You got a house, you got a job, and I'm like, but you don't know what I'm going through in my head right now. While you see all these blessings, there's other shit working in the background that's stressing me the hell out that you don't see. So we have to look at it, both ways too.
And you
And
know what?
yeah, in front of
I,
everybody. I
I
love my
love I love that you said that because you just reminded me of something. Um, whew, you reminded me of something. So my beginning of my week was very rough because um I just like you said with the Facebook, my sister posted, I'm gonna call it a bat signal. the other day that set me the fuck off last Saturday. And I think it was after the podcast. And when she said, "All right, life, you win," that shit put me in a totally different fucking place. And I reached out and she didn't respond. So my mind is all fucked up because I know that my sister deals with mental health issues. Like, sadly to say, all my dad's children do. He passed that shit down like it was a fucking baton. And none of us should have grabbed that bitch either. But we all deal. And earlier that day, I'd seen my dad and he was telling me about the struggles that my brother is having. And then he got to telling me about my one of my other sisters. She has a lot on her plate dealing with her being a caregiver of two family members with health issues, and one of them are having mental health, and she's that one. So that burden of her being a caregiver, not only for her mother but her uncle, is a lot on her plate. And then this sister, which is kind of, I guess you could say, the baby sister for us, and she shot her shit. And seeing the worry on my dad's face, not saying that he don't know, because he knows, like I said, he knows we all deal with mental health, but the look on his face was the first time I can say I seen this serious concern for him, for his children and their mental health. And that shit bothered me. And then to come home, get on the podcast and be on Facebook and see my sister shot a bat signal, and nobody addressed the bat signal. Nobody was like, "Hey, you okay?" Nobody. And I'm like, if you don't answer this fucking phone, we finna have a problem, dog. Like, talk to me, because you know I got you. Like, she was in a bad place a couple of years ago when she lost her husband, and she was like, it took a lot. It was a lot on her. You know, she has 3 kids, and she was in a very bad place. And I literally had to be that person for my sister for like months, constant checking in, giving her positive things. And this was like a 3 or 4 month ordeal every day, and I didn't miss a beat with my sister, because my thing is, I don't want to wake up and find out, as much as I'm an advocate for mental health, and find out that one of my siblings have taken themselves out. I couldn't handle that at all. That would put me in, I couldn't handle that. So even as though I am already spent, and I am that strong person, I'm the strong, when they check on you strong people, I'm that strong person that, and the oldest, where I'm always checking on my siblings. I found myself, even after that, reaching out even more to make sure that they were okay. I've checked in every day with my sister. If I don't see a post or whatever else, I'm, hey, what's up? You know, that kind of thing, because I've seen it. You know, I've seen and noticed the signs. And like, that's just one of those things that heavy. A lot of people don't realize a lot of things that we have on our plate. Even as me being a single mom, I have a son with autism. My week to week is already designed for me. I know we're having therapy on this day, on this day. I know he has his therapist, mental health therapist and stuff that we deal with also. So he has appointments during the week. My schedule is already booked from week to week, because I'm making sure that he's getting the help that he needs, making sure that he has that outlet, not only outside of me, but a male that he's comfortable with speaking to if he has questions, if he's feeling some type of way. So my thing is definitely, I push that help, because I'm making sure my child has that. You know, so a lot of times, as being a caregiver, I don't get a break. I'm with my son. If he ain't at school, I'm with my son is with me. I can't tell you the last time I took a vacation where I was not with my kid, or my oldest, which she's grown now, but I can't tell you the last time I had a mommy break or overnight, because I don't have the help like that to be able to take that. Now I do have like Me and Pinks have talked about some stuff this week, and she's like, bring him over here. No, Heifer, you need a damn break like I need a break. I ain't finna take my kid over there and your ass need a break just like I need a break, bitch. We trying to go somewhere together and be mommy free. It's like you get that point to where you be like, ooh, what if I was irresponsible? Like some of these fathers, what if we was just like, fuck these kids and went on and had us a mommycation because we don't get mommycations. Like people don't think about, yes, we are parents, but when you got that other level and you have another kid, another 2 3 kids, or you're just that person, you're that person and you don't get a break, that's a whole nother level of mental health when you don't get to woosah. And I don't trust everybody with my kid. So that's another damn thing. I don't trust everybody with my son. Family. There's some friends, I'm gonna say associates that I wouldn't trust with my kid either. So I don't trust everybody with my kid. So with that adds a whole nother level of okay, well shit, I'm going on somewhere, shit, you finna be rolling on the side of me. Okay. But there are only about 2 3 people that I do trust with my kid. I ain't gonna lie to you. But we're all single mothers pretty much chilling in that same damn boat.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely like they say, when they say check on your strong friends or that strong family member, do that. And I actually can say somebody checked on me this week and they was like, hey, checking on the strong one. And I really appreciated that more than anything. I really appreciated that because they knew that I had took that on, and they was just like, when I vented about it, they were like, wow, I'm just trying to digest that you're taking all of this on and everybody's mental health is on you right now. Like, that's just, yeah. And I will not lie, I took that upon myself because that's just not something that I don't, friends included. And just speaking of peace, and this was a conversation me and Pinks had, it was last week. When somebody that's having mental health issues tell you, hey, my anxiety is rah, 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 rah. And don't tell nobody, oh, get over it. Just get your ass on the plane or you'll be all right. Just go take a nap. It ain't simple like that. It really is not. And if somebody has felt the need to actually tell you, hey, my depression is this right now, or my anxiety is this, don't be dismissive and be like, oh, I didn't think you were serious. Bitch, mental health is not something to play with. Yes, motherfucker, is serious. Ain't nobody standing in line. I'm damn sure nobody was in the going standing in the line where there's a sign saying depression and anxiety, and somebody was running like, oh, I want some of that. Let me go get some of that.
Let me get 2 scoops.
Yeah, let me get 3 scoops of that on a waffle cone. Put some nuts and stuff. Wasn't nobody running in. Wasn't nobody in the line and raising their hand said, ooh, I want some. I want some. Yeah. I guarantee you that wasn't what the hell was going on.
Sprinkle a little insecurities on top of that too.
Man, make it extra. That is what the hell we was doing. I can't tell you nobody that has depression or anything mental health was standing in the line saying, yeah, I want some. Give me some of that. I'm very sure that ain't what the hell happened. Yeah, we didn't volunteer and like opening them like, yep, I want some of that, dog. Give me that right there. No, that wasn't what we was doing. Yeah, that wasn't what the hell we was doing. But I mean, it's like I can vouch for people that you could say something and people don't take you serious. I've had somebody do me like that twice. It's like, I didn't know you had that. Bitch, I've been having this as a kid. Where you been?
Yeah.
Hello.
I had that one too.
Yeah. I'm like,
I agree that about like the last moment when it's all too late, people be like, Dad, know that they were going through this, or like I wish I could have helped. Like when I was having my like trying to get everything last week with COVID and all that, I told one of my friends, because she was like checking on me like around the clock to make sure, just see how I was doing. And I told her, I was like, I felt like people forgot about me, right?
Mm.
Like I felt like that. Yes, I was sick and stuff, but I felt like damn, when I know certain people are sick or they're going through, like I make it my goal to make sure they're okay.
Yes.
And I felt like, well, even if I didn't respond, like you could have still checked on me or
Yes.
but instead you send me messages about you or stuff that like I can't even I don't have time or the mental capacity to focus on. And I told my friend, I was like, yo, now I see what people mean when they be like they feel lonely,
Yes.
like nobody sees you, and or that they're going through something, but you just so caught up in the thought that, girl, I know you're gonna be okay, but like at this point I don't feel like I'm going to be okay,
Yes.
and you're not caring enough to even act like really like how are you feeling, but it's still about you. And that's the unfortunate part, that some people, like you said, unfortunately they don't have the support or they don't trust people enough where they want to get to a point where I can trust you so I can pour out how I feel and you not judge me, but maybe you just show me some compassion and maybe help me through, or maybe not, just listen to me. Let me just release this at this point in time. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of people don't have it. Um, and I think it just builds up until they are in a position where they find ways to appropriately manage it, or they find their tribe. I call it like their tribe, you know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, what I have realized more so these last couple of months is you will have. I hate to say this, but you will have strangers support you more than your close friends and family,
You better speak on it.
and you look like I barely even know some of these people or this person, but where people
Mm.
have been there for years, or like where's my blood at? That
Look here. With funniest thing, and we can all kind of vouch for this, even with doing this podcasting thing, we have more people that we've met in this last year that supports and rocks with us than we do have family members and friends.
Mhm.
And and it's crazy to me because I'm that person that I normally support everybody. Whatever somebody's doing, blah blah blah, me being there for people, I'm that person. But when it comes down to supporting me and my podcast, I have more strangers that I've met while podcasting that actually rocks with and fucks with us and is genuine
Mhm.
than I have family. Like I kind of laughed a little bit um, when earlier this week I made an announcement about us making it onto Pandora. Somebody that has never watched my podcast felt that we made it big time. And now that we made it big time, they wanted some perks and benefits. Yeah, I hadn't told y'all. I hadn't
Girl,
told
bye.
y'all that part.
You better go Mike Jones on that back then. Didn't want me. That we ain't finna play that.
So
Who?
it was just funny. They was like, "Oh, I need this and I need that," and but you ain't watched. We got what 75, 76 episodes, and I ain't seen you watch every motherfucking episode. Hell, I even sent you the link of an episode
You
tonight.
better be nice. They might be watching right now.
They might. I
They
love
might.
you, but I'm just being honest.
Truth hurts.
See, if we talking about being honest, I don't lost friends over this podcast, which is interesting. Like long term friends, like it's interesting because the reason why, like everybody know, we started this as therapy for each other. Got it. So their issue was I talk more openly on the podcast than I did to them, and I'm just like, I talk to you a lot. You just don't goddamn listen. and they literally got upset and stopped talking to me. Man, I haven't talked to them since last July, and I'm just like, really? That
Now,
showed.
what
Yeah.
was that? The so Sir God said earlier. He made a comment about that, about when you're
I was like,
growing, you gonna lose some people. He
yeah,
said something about that, and I think we've definitely, since we've started this, we have lost some people. Like I cut somebody off that I've been knowing since I was a teenager just because they didn't respect my podcast and we wasn't on the same page. Like I think it was the crazy part. I'm like, dude, do you not realize the blood, sweat, and tears, the money that I put into doing this podcast? Like this ain't some shit in the basement. Get on when I feel like it. Like this podcast now, lately, since we've hit our year, this is a job and a half for us. Like we are straight hustling because there's a place where we're trying to get to. So there's a whole ass um hustle that we are doing right now, trying to get where we want to get to. Where we got some finances coming up through here. Like it just ain't something just, oh, okay, it's bored, I ain't got shit to do, let me go ahead and get on here. No, this is consistent. This is work, finding guests and getting everything aligned and showing growth and everything. So like this is my baby. Like this is my, like I said, this is my shadow work. This is my therapy at the same time. This is me putting I put a lot of my personal shit on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going against the grain in a lot of situations with the shit that I say on this podcast with my family and with a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yep. And like being a private person, like this is like very uncomfortable for a lot of folks. So it's interesting that the how things have turned out this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a wake up, and like I said, as many people as I've supported their dreams and every little, oh, I want to start this, and I've been there and supported, and I can honestly say I didn't get that. I haven't gotten that back. This podcast has been going on for a little over a year now, and I'll be like, I've some people, I'll be like, oh, I'm still waiting to see your name in them goddamn comments, but I ain't seen you say, hey, thank you, congrats, we proud of you. Like I know who watches and I know who don't watch. Like, and the people that watch and support us, they're family now because we've connected and we've built some great bonds with people. So we're family now. But I got a lot of family members. As big as my family is, I can count on my hand about how many family members has actually checked out my podcast. My dad, my brother has been on.
Mm-hmm.
One of my brothers watch. He sometimes he in the background when he home commenting in the background, but like actually family members that watch. I know my mom has watched, but yeah, my son watches. Unfortunately, sometimes he be like, "Mom,
Is
you
that
got this."
thunder?
No, that's these fools over here with these goddamn on fireworks. I'm finna call 911.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Oh.
Because I started hearing it at first, and at first I was like, I hope that ain't no gunshot. But now I'm hearing them setting it off, and I'm like, so I said, I'm finna have to call. I'm gonna have to
I
call
thought that
the
was thunder. I was
counselor.
like, okay.
I'm yeah, see, my mama just came out the room like, what the hell? So yeah, like no, they setting it off over here. That's what I was playing. I was like, yeah, I'm finna call 911 because I snitch.
The non-emergent line.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. Well,
They're gonna
I
put
know
your
you
ass
know
on
the number.
hold.
No, I don't never
911,
go.
please hold.
I don't
What?
never go on hold, baby. I got a direct line because when COVID was in full bloom, and all these folks was wandering around here having to have all these 50 people at their house, I was on. So they got 23 people in here, and then they got about 18 in the house that I seen. Yeah, I was baby, I was snitching. So when we finish this, and they still popping them, I'm gonna just take a stroll through
So
the
how what
neighborhood.
what what the hell does that have to do with mental health? Like,
Hey,
come on.
because first of all, don't go there because your butt just said, "Dang, what's going on?" I'm explaining to you.
Yeah,
So
I thought it was thunder. I was like, about to be old and country, baby. You need to get off that electricity now before you get struck.
Yeah.
no, that's one of them out here popping them. So like I said, if they're popping them when we finish, I'm gonna take that roll around the neighborhood, which I'm pretty sure I know what house it is, and I'm gonna nicely call the non-emergency line and direct them right on over there to their casa.
Mm-mm.
Because we have older, and that's another thing. We have older people over here. A lot of them are military vets.
Oh yeah,
That PTSD is real,
yeah.
and people don't consider that. And you know what I mean? So some of them are sitting over here freaking
That's all
out,
right.
like
That's all
mental
right. When
health.
ass get shot at, don't they'll change.
Oh shit.
Because y'all first of all, it ain't even a holiday. And we ain't supposed to pop firecrackers in this area in the first place. But y'all popping big stuff. So that's why I say I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Cause they do it every time. They pop big stuff. But they don't take into consideration the elderly people that we have. And on this end where I am, like it is a lot of elderly people over here. And like I said, they're ex-vets. So, PTSD is real, mental health.
Yeah, it is. I got PTSD now. That's why I'm. Well, no, I don't. I'm lying. I ain't got it. Cause some people need to start. You say that and they start trying to take your guns away. Never mind. I ain't got it.
You know what?
I am fine.
You
But
know what?
anywho,
So this comment from Miss Lisa, she said, when God starts working on you and you start really allowing him to move in the right directions, you will lose family and friends. They will not be able to understand you. And you got that right.
Yeah.
Man, she hit the nail on the head because people are like, why are you doing this?
but
what's this for? What you
the
doing
sad
this
part
for?
about
Why?
it is they don't understand mental health. That's the crazy part about it. Like that's what it boils down to. They don't understand. Like you're doing this for the betterment of your mental health, your thought, your brain capacity.
Man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And that's that killer. Like that was the other part where people didn't, like you said, people didn't understand. Like this is for me. This ain't for you. This is for me. Now, the other purpose is also I always feel if we can help somebody,
Mhm.
one person, that just fulfills my purpose. Like I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that. And I mean, we've gotten feedback over the year where somebody was like, "Man, I didn't know this. Man, thank you for that," and this and this. So I'm appreciative and even more humble when we have those moments. I rather those moments than the numbers on social media here and there. I'd rather be able to um, help people in certain situations such as mental health, because if I have the information, I have no problem with helping other people,
share.
with any information and knowledge that I have. So I'm game for that. Like one of my favorite episodes to talk about is autism, because that's one of the things where a lot of people, you really do get stuck. Like people be like, okay, I got this diagnosis, I don't know what, or they be like, oh, you said that, I didn't even know that was a thing, or that was this and this and this. So like I get inboxes, things like that, where people reach out to us to even discuss those things. So they was like, hey, what was that you gave out? Or what was that? How do I need to do this? How do we? And I'd be like, okay, cool business. So, that if we can help anybody from any information, the things that we talk about, discuss, something's relatable, give you a voice, I'm good with that. That's what makes my day more than the numbers.
Yeah.
And so, because a lot of people that deal with mental health, one of the most common things they think is they are alone. So, as long as a person knows that they're not alone, whether you know them personally or not, or the fact that someone else may have been through an experience that they're going through, I think that helps people, or for me, I know for me, if I see someone that may have gone through something that I went through, that's one of the first things I think, like, oh crap, like I'm not by myself.
Yeah.
And if it's something such as like a podcast or a YouTube channel, whatever, it attracts them to you more because
Yeah.
they want to hear more what you have to say. You know, I think with mental health, if you're in a position where you are seeking help and or you're just focusing on like your personal development, you will sway more towards people you have things in common with, people that have, dealt with some of the similarities that you have. I know I see a lot where women deal with like postpartum depression. You
Mm-hmm.
and I because I haven't had any children, but I have friends that have had kids and they've gone through it, and I see it so much online. And people, the main thing that woman says is like, my husband doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what I'm going through. Of
Yeah.
course, the man, or he doesn't understand what my body is going through. So it makes them not open up more. But then the more that people are talking about these topics and things, it's attracting and aligning people their way so they can get this stuff out. And
Yeah.
like you guys, you built this platform to do shadow work to help you heal, even though you may talk about things that you never discuss openly. I don't
Mm.
know about you, but like when I talk about stuff openly that I talk about, I feel a relief lifted off my shoulders because I
Yeah.
got it. You know,
Mhm.
just think how many other people, if they just talked to someone about things that's living deep down in them, it may release some of that trauma and some of that anxiety and some of that negative energy that's been indebted in them. And the more you continue to lead by example, hopefully someone else or other people are going to come along and they start to do the same thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. No, that's what's up right there for real. That's what's up. I mean,
There
and
it is.
hey, a lot of stuff opens the door for conversation. And a lot of times you figure out when you start conversating with people that they've had this experience, that had experience, and that those kind of things. And that's a lot of ways that we connect with people on here. I mean, from the people that we've had, we've pretty much have dang near everybody on almost every platform damn near covered. Mental health, life coaches, relationship coaches. We've had some really awesome people on to talk about different things. Um, and they're all approachable, man. Felicia, Alta, Derek, um,
Latasha.
Sean,
Amen.
yeah, Natasha. Like we've had all kind of therapists. Like even the therapist we had on with her, where she came on and talked about the video gaming and
Yep.
mental health. Like we cover mental health because we know it's just one of those big things that people don't want to talk about, or or struggling with, because everybody's talking about keep it to yourself. No, don't
Yep.
keep it to your damn self. No,
Yep.
no.
It's the I think mental health is the worst type of injury that a person can sustain because it's not visible. You
Mhm.
don't you show the signs and symptoms, but
Yeah,
it's not visible to the outside. So you can suffer in silence. Just like if you sprain your ankle, you can limp along and be fine. But your ankle is hurting like hell, but you don't show no signs of
Mhm.
you being injured. Same thing with mental health. Like
yeah,
you can limp along and
Yeah.
seem fine, but at the end of the day, you suffering on the inside.
Yeah.
yeah. It's them hidden scars.
Hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of hidden scars.
And I'll ruffle these feathers real quick since we getting ready to leave. Everything you can't leave at the altar. Seek help.
Oh, so you woke up and chose
Yeah.
violence
Yeah,
today.
because we ain't got that much time, so I can do that just like that. That's all I said. I'm done.
She gonna drop the bomb.
No.
You notice every time she didn't talk tonight though, she dropping bombs though.
And then go back to sleep.
Yeah, because she was over there slow nodding. I seen her a couple of times. She
And
The
said,
night will getting her. The night
"Yeah,
ain't
will
it
talking
though?
to her.
I'm
mhm.
about ready to take it
And
to
he
the
whispering sweet nothing. Go to sleep, baby. Yeah, I got you. It look, it feel good. Just go to sleep. Blank real slow one time. And she over there just going with it.
Yeah, you know how to talk to me, baby.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So well, because we coming up on the 2 hour as usual. So we can
Mhm.
go ahead and work on these to start our outros. And Hope said, wake up.
Look,
Uh,
I'm here.
oh,
I'm here.
oh, oh. And she been rolling with us hard. Hope has been supporting us since day one. I remember when the first day I told her that this is what I wanted to do. And she was like, do it. I got you. She's also my backup. She's awesome with my son. My baby loves her. She is my son's best friend's mom. So that's why I said the other person that I trust with my son, she's that other person besides Pink. So and she's awesome. Like I said, she definitely supports us, and also I definitely, man, appreciate the love. um but yeah, we can go ahead and roll with our outros. I'm gonna actually let Chiquita start with her outro tonight, because we got Deacon long-winded over there, and he be, oof, we all might be asleep when he giving his outro, because he long-winded.
He finna
I
give a
just got a
whole
lot to
sermon.
say. I just got a lot to say. Don't hate.
Well, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to come on your platform, to give this wonderful awareness tonight. And I hope that someone that's listening now, whether they're on the live or the replay, they gain something positive from it, and that they know if they are a person that's hurting in silence, or if they feel like they don't have support, to just reach out to someone. Just leave a comment on the video. I'm pretty sure you check your comments and stuff, or
Yeah.
whatever. Leave a comment on the video. Like, you never know how someone can help you. And I know a lot of times, like we said, some people just have trust issues, or they just feel like people won't understand them. But I wholeheartedly believe that, closed mouths don't get fed. And sometimes if you don't say anything,
Mm.
never know how someone could possibly point you in the right direction of getting you whatever, assistance or help that you really need. So no, you're not alone. You may feel like you're walking the struggle alone, but you're not. Just the help is out there. Just build up the courage to just, ask for, and just keep moving forward. I always say keep going. Keep going.
Definitely, definitely. Sleepyhead. You want to get your outro,
Yeah.
Sleepyhead?
I just want to say thank you so much, Chiquita, for coming on tonight and sharing with us and being a part of the transparency. As always, this is what we need. Like she said, you're not alone. Don't feel like you're alone. You may be struggling through something. We all have different things going on, but this mental health thing, it's not just you. You don't have to suffer in silence. If you have somebody that is there for you, and that support person, and that person you trust, as much as you put into them, make sure when they need you, you return the favor. Don't be one of them people to just pile your shit up on your person, and when they need you, you don't
Ooh.
have nothing to give them.
Mm.
Refill they cup. Do
Ooh.
not be that friend. We do not like that friend. We don't like
Mm-mm.
that kind of people. Don't do that.
Period.
That's selfish. Don't call and say, hey, and dump all your shit, and then how
Ooh.
you doing? Oh, okay. Oh, girl, let me call you back. Don't do that. Don't
Mm.
do that.
Hate it.
Hated it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's all I got to say on that one.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I hate that. I didn't cut off a lot of people with that one too. The one-sided relationships. Yeah. Don't call me dumping your shit over here. And
I
don't
don't
even
answer
ask.
my phone. Yeah, it'll make you not answer your phone. Be like, you know what?
Yeah. Don't even ask me how I'm doing before you start. Yeah. No, I don't do that one. I can't stand it. So yeah. Uh, so sir, which are you having a mental health issue? Are you bobbing your head to? Oh, oh. Oh, you was bobbing. Okay, well go ahead. I'm gonna take it you on a work call and work that out right quick because we can't hear you.
Oh, I was holding a whole conversation on mute. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like, nah, I'm gonna just say it like this: like, take care of yourself. Um, if you're struggling, let somebody know. Allow somebody to help you if their intentions are good. And know that this is a silent killer. Mental health is a silent killer. Mental health is linked to every disease known to man. Believe it or not, your mental status impacts how you recover from every disease known to man. So take care of yourself. That's all I got.
Oh, baby, that was short and sweet. Look at God tonight. Amen. Um, yeah, definitely take care of yourself. If you feel like you need help, get the help. Um, get the help. Point blank period. Therapist, like I said, if you need medication, um do what's best for you. Nobody has to walk in these shoes and live this life but you. So do what you need to do to make you better, make you greater. Even if you need to heal from some childhood trauma that keeps creeping up on you, that puts you in a bad headspace, guess what? Find you somebody, a healing therapist or someone that can help you address those things and to get the help that you need. Do that. Because even myself, I can tell you over this last year, we've ran across some awesome life coaches and everything. And one of the things that I noticed that is the trigger for my depression is my childhood trauma. So being aware that I need to heal from those things helps me better. And some things you never thought that would have you in that hole is like, whoa, that's what the hell that is. So being having those extra set of eyes to look at things that you didn't see that that's what that was or why this is this, it helps a lot. It definitely does. Like I said, we've had people on that are life coaches and therapists and stuff that we have available as well. If you have questions or want some assistance or need to know, hey, who the people we've been on that have been on here that can help, inbox us, Facebook, YouTube, like we're on everything. Pandora. We're on everything pretty much, like seriously dang it, everything. So reach out, IG, message us if you need to know, or even on the videos, message us, comment on there, and we can, if the person didn't announce their information on there, we can get y'all the contact people. But we have some really really awesome people that we've had that are great, that we trust, that I know are not only helping us on our healing journey, but they have helped other people that have been in the comments that wanted to be better, greater, and are working with them as well. And they're not expensive. Those that do charge are not expensive. Um, so yeah, because I did my first little healing session with Alta Gracia. And because of what was going on with my mental health and me worried about my siblings, I cried through the whole goddamn episode. This whole 2 hours, my ass was boohooing and crying. So, yeah. But hey, we got some stuff done and figured some stuff out, and I was like, bam, let me get this work and do the work, and hey, that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be. So, like I said, definitely just get help. One of the other things, and we had an episode on mental health. It might have been last year's episode, and I want to drop this before we get off because it slipped my mind already a couple of times. We have this thing that we put in place after somebody commented that was watching before, and she was a psych nurse. And she said, with your friends or family, have a safety word. Have a distress word, to let people know that you're in a bad place. Now we, between the three of us, we had created a Batman code word, but somebody always forgets the code word. I ain't gonna say no names, but somebody is always forgetting the word, the distress word. But for your friend,
Damn, Nika, you gonna let do you like that?
I guess so.
see how they tell on themselves. So we had, after this episode, we had created a word for when we're in a bad place and we just need to talk. And this is for when you need to talk. You don't need that person to talk back. You just need to vent, get it off because you're in a bad place. So you know how Kevin Hart used to holler back in the day, pineapples. That was the little safety word. So we had created a word, but as you see, the people that told on themselves never remember the code word. But do that. Create a word with you and the people that are in your circle, the people that you trust with your mental health, when you just need to talk. You don't need to hear back or all the extra. You just need that point because you're trying to come out.
We
What's the
just do a
code word?
Jodeci. We do a Jodeci. Don't talk. Just listen.
You not gonna tell us the code word, then? I might need to write it down or something. I don't know.
Well, the code word has changed a couple of times because y'all could never remember none
Okay,
of the
wait.
code
Hey,
words.
ain't we supposed to be getting off? Now we getting personal.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. All right, yeah. Let's leave it
Children,
there.
children.
Wrap it up.
Oh, they get on my nerves. So again, Chiquita, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you more than you know. I'm pretty sure we will be having you back, ma'am, because we have a little bit of, like I said, we pretty much talk about everything. And hey, if you need one of us, the three of us, holla. Somebody don't have good behavior, so sometimes we leave him out and we'll go get on other podcasts too. But hey, if you need us, definitely holler.
I'm
We'll
like
be
running back now. Who the fuck is him?
him downstairs. Him downstairs. Him downstairs. So, but if you ever need us, hey, like I said, holler. We go on other people podcasts and everything else, and we've been busy than a mug lately.
Oh, speaking
So
of that, don't forget this week.
yes, I'm about to announce it now. I was just about to
Okay.
do it. So on and I did see him in the comments. He was actually in the comments earlier too. So this week, y'all can get a triple dose of the Black Sheep. Whew. Yeah, the three Black Sheep is gonna be in rare form this week. On the 24th, I believe that is Tuesday. Making sure it's Tuesday and not Wednesday, because in my mind, yes, Tuesday, we will be on Talk to Q. That will be at 7:30 on Tuesday on YouTube. We will post the link on our page so that y'all can come over there and check us out and support and vibe with us then. On Friday, you want to go on and then make that announcement, piece? What we
Why
doing on
you gotta put that on me to say stuff like that? Okay. So on Friday we will be revamping and introducing Black Sheep After Dark. See us at 9 o'clock on Friday.
Yes. So one of the people that we have definitely created a family ship with, Sean the Don, with the Evening Rush Network. He is allowing us to premiere our first episode on his network. And if y'all have not seen our episode with them, we cut up. So with Don and Rainbow, it is going to be very interesting. Hopefully we won't get kicked off because we gonna cut the hell up. But it's gonna be all fun. It is Fridays is going to be our more of adult conversations because we try to keep this kind of open to all depending on the topics. But sometimes somebody mouth be a little outrageous. So but Friday nights is gonna be for the adults, so we are gearing that towards a later time of 9 o'clock to where we talk about whatever. Friday's topic though, per rainbow, so you know that this black sheep didn't do it, is Freaks Come Out at Night. You know, if you're an adult, you know damn well that song. We all know that song, Freaks Come Out at Night. If you are an adult, we know that song. And that was the jam back in the day. So that will be our topic for Friday. So definitely tune in. We will also post the link on that because we are, like I said, going to be on the Evening Rush Network for that one. And then on Saturday, we will be back here to discuss Insecure.
That's a good one.
Because I done had some it done been some stuff this week that I done encountered with people showing their insecurities about things, and in massive ways that I was just like befuddled and like But hey, I can't knock nobody insecurities, but it was some things I'm like, me being older.
Everybody has an insecurity.
Oh, we do, but it's some things that people be insecure about that I was just kind of like
I got one nipple bigger than the other.
Look, save that for Saturday.
You know what?
We probably done lost half of the viewers. They ain't even gonna come now because they don't want to hear about your nipple problems.
Well, you
I was ready.
You got hair on one nipple and not the other. So
see, I was ready to just go and log out myself with everybody after he made that announcement. So
all right, let's go.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, we own it.
I can acquire.
Thank y'all again for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Even on Facebook, you can like, share, subscribe. So when we come on, the notifications come up and you know that y'all are rolling with us. So we greatly appreciate, as we said before, audio wise, if you like listening to stuff at work, hey, we are now on Pandora. We are on Apple. We are on Anchor. All those other things, audio places, Spotify, where you can, hey, listen, you don't have to watch and see DA's mug. It might scare some of y'all. So, but basically, yeah, you have many ways to listen and watch and support us. We do also appreciate those that do and have been down like 4 flats with us. So tune in. Much love. We appreciate y'all as always. And be safe, be blessed, and don't let these low vibrational people bring y'all down, because the low vibrational
people. Be here next week.
Lord. Oh, and Fridays also are pajama days, and bring your drink. Just FYI, it's grown on Fridays, grown folks Fridays, so we gonna do it to it. So you gonna have to drink water. We not gonna let you drink nothing stronger than water.
You know what?
Yeah.
Go on to the exit.
All right. And we out. Much love.
Peace.